Well, today on Houseplant Headaches, we're talking pothos, and I have Kathy from Sunset Greenhouses, Fairfield. Welcome to the show again.
Thank you.
Pothos, problems, what's going on here?
This one would be real difficult to say what's going on here. The two things that come to mind right off are either overwatering or underwatering.
Okay, because we've got yellowing and browning leaves, and in the center here, as you can see, they're really just falling off.
Right.
And
the general rule for yellowing leaves is too wet, and the general rule for brown leaves are too dry. So we got quite a conflict.
Wow, a little bit of both.
Right. The reason you're going to get symptoms, and it's hard to say whether too wet or too dry, is because when a plant is too wet, the roots have died.
Okay.
So then the plant is showing symptoms
So
of getting
the yellowing
water.
came first, probably, then they dried up.
Then the dried up. If this plant, I would have to probably take it, just lifting it.
You can tell
You can tell. This plant is very dry.
Okay.
It has become way too dry. Even the leaves that are looking green, once you water it now, you're kind of late. You've done a lot of damage to the roots. You're going to get a lot more yellowing. This plant is by no means gone. But
okay, we can save it.
It can save it.
We can rebuild you.
Yes. But you're going to get a lot more yellow leaves.
Okay.
You're going to get a lot more brown leaves. And just keep picking them and cleaning them. If you start losing a lot of leaves down in here, take some clippers, cut it back.
Now that you have in your hand looks pretty nice to me. If you cut it like back here, can I do something with that to make this middle grow a little better?
Yeah, you can. It's starting to show little signs of roots. Oh, so if you lay that on the soil,
okay.
Then you can root this. You want to keep it misted, or you could put it inside plant it in your soil, put the whole pot and the cutting inside a plastic bag out of the sunlight. The sunlight would bake it, so just put it right...
Shake and bake.
Yeah, shake and bake. This is one of the few times I want to tell you to put this on top of your refrigerator.
Oh, you can.
The heat from the refrigerator is going to make it nice and warm. As long as there's no sun.
That's when I want to root it.
This is what you're going to root it, right. As long as there's no sun shining on it, put it in that plastic bag where it's nice and moist, and this should root very quickly for you.
So these are the roots right there?
Those are the roots right there. And that's, just lay it on top of the soil, as if my hand was a pot of soil. Just lay it and gently hold it down. If it won't stay, hairpins again.
Okay.
Just to dry, but
just to
open them
hold it
wide,
there.
just to hold it. You don't want to squeeze them.
Okay, and don't hurt the stem itself.
Don't squeeze the stem.
Okay.
If you came in and your plant was feeling limp, but you thought it was perfectly watered, it isn't too wet, it isn't too dry, look at the environment. There might be a draft. This plant hates drafts.
Okay.
If the door, when it opens and closes and it's cool outside, a draft of cold air goes on it. It does not like those sudden temperature changes.
Okay, so if our normal house degrees is like 68, 70 degrees in our house, is that good for this plant? Okay.
And this one is going to like the warmer temperatures.
Okay. What about light?
No direct sun. It doesn't want any direct sun, just good light. You can't put it behind the couch where it's not going to get any light at all.
Okay.
It needs light, but it doesn't need any direct sun at all. This is one of your better low light plants.
Okay.
Likes
now,
it warm.
when I start to see them yellowing like this, should I pull that right off right away?
Yes.
Because that's done. Once it's yellow,
it's nothing.
Done,
right. Nothing you can do about it
done.
once they're
Sorry, puppy, you're all done.
You're done. Yep. Just throw.
Now, if you look in the middle here, Kathy, see how packed that is right in there? And now, when this plant was really nice when I first bought it, you know, this is just packed with stuff. I mean, is this close to being time to repot, or is this still okay?
When your plant is in trouble, you don't want to repot it, but when you first got it, yes, it was. It was probably should have been repotted at that time. It would have been easier to water, I think, for you, as long as you didn't repot it into too big a pot. But when your plant is looking like this, or you think anything is wrong with it, it's the worst time in the world to repot.
Okay, so don't
only
repot it now.
healthy plants.
Okay, now what kind of bugs are a problem with pothos?
Probably one of the few is mealybug. It's not its first choice. It's only going to go to your pothos if it hasn't got any better choices around. This is almost an insect-free plant.
Oh, yeah.
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 Not 100%.
Okay. Okay, Kathy, so to recap, we need to keep our pothos plants evenly moist. We need to keep them in a warm spot, and to make sure that they're out of direct sunlight into low light situations. That sounds pretty easy. All right, looks like pothos, you're gonna live, yay!
And you look like this.
Yay! Now this looks gorgeous. So
Yes.
this has been in your greenhouse.
Yes.
And now is it going to really start to drop off some longer shoots?
It will, but we have been keeping it pruned to make it grow very full.
Okay, cut it back so that it keeps full in the middle. Okay.
Yeah, we've got some running here, and we just start, once you get this fullness, then we will start to let it run. But until we get
How
the
old is
full-
this plant?
This plant is probably not very old. There's many cuttings in it, probably 10 to 15 cuttings in it, and it's probably about 6 months old.
Wow, it is pretty full in there.
Yes, very full.
Okay. And this is a good plant to leave in a low light situation. Well, this looks like pothos then is a great plant to use in our house then.
Yes, it is. It's a great plant to use most anywhere out of the sun where it's warm.
Great. Kathy, as always, thanks so much for joining us here.
Thank you.
Well, stick around. Get Growing. I'll be right back.